tonight on a special night. As the final 9 battle it out, so will their mentors. And it's gonna be...
You can't win this competition.
All. You're being man out.
Don't hate, just congratulate.
War.
I'm not gonna do this.
It's about to get tense.
The X Factor, all new live on a special night tonight on Fox.
Hello. Can you see me?
Hello.
Can you see me?
Hello.
Can you see me?
Hello.
You get a little echo.
You get a little echo.
Check. You good?
You good?
Everybody see me?
Everybody see me?
I'm on. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I'm echoing like crazy.
Oh, I'm echoing like crazy.
Let's see, how do I stop that? That didn't happen earlier. Is it still happening, Emily? Emma! We good? Alright, here we go. Real fast. I'm already sweating and it hasn't even started. Like 4 echoes. I don't know why it's doing that. Thanks everybody for checking in. No. Is that better? You good? Let's taste a minute. Okay, here we go. Can everybody hear me? Yes? Oh, the fun of these things. Anybody hear me? Ah. I can never seem with these dumb sites to get the audio right. It says by the VUM meter that I'm doing pretty good. How about that? Alright. I'll fix this as I go along real quick. Damn it. Maybe it's me audio bank. Okay. Here goes. Today, I'm making ravioli. And it's turkey ravioli, as you can see right here. I'm turning this into this. So I'll show you really quickly how to do that. Okay, so let me do this. As you can see here, I have taken my dough. And this is 2 eggs, a teaspoon of salt, and about a cup and a half of flour. And what I'm going to do is, you mix that all together. First you put in your eggs, your water, And then you start adding your flour in and salt and stir and stir and stir and stir. And then give it 20 minutes, and all of a sudden you have dough that comes out just like this. So what we do is we roll it out. What I've done is put it in long sheets, and that way I can have a bit of room for spreading it all out and cutting it into pieces, which I did with my little handy tool right here. So, as you can see, they turn out like this once you put them all in here. And I've lined them all up like this and added a little bit of the mixture where I took a little bit of egg and added it to this all in here into my food processor. So, what we're going to do is, I'll show you how to make one. You're going to dip your fingers into some water, and I have a cup of water right over here. And you take a piece just like this one, right here. You put a little bit of the mixture, which I have right here. Can you all hear me still? Are we all good? Just checking in. I think there's like a delay on this. We're going to put a little bit, as we said on here, put a little bit of our mixture right into the center of one of these. And we're going to add our water, put it around the edge, fold over, and voila. That's all it takes. So here we have our little tool again, and this little lovely pastry edge. We're all good now? Awesome! We have our little pastry edge, and I'm going to roll it across the edge of each one of these to make the ravioli effect. And as you can see, once you do that, bam, it comes out just like this. So I prepared a bunch of them already, and what you're going to do is you're going to drop it into boiling water for about, let's say, 20 minutes. And I'm going to cut up some right now, so we'll have some to show within the show. I just want to thank all of you for watching this. This has been a really interesting dream of mine, to be able to do something that isn't music and still be a bit creative and expressive. And I thought taking turkey leftovers and putting them in a sandwich is something that a lot of people have already done. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I've had experience making my crepe block, which is kind of like ravioli. And hence, putting all of it in here, adding a little bit of egg, and bam, we have Thanksgiving ravioli, or as I like to call it, turkey ravioli. And I'm just going to do a few more in front of you right here. Well, that's not all, because I feel like I'm a little extra ambitious. So I have set aside another recipe that I'm doing today, and that is apple pie. And the reason I'm doing that is because Trial and Eric, this little show of mine that you're watching right now, has a lot to do with not being afraid to play with food and try different stuff out and try different recipes out. A lot of what I've learned, like in music, having influences and listening to different bands, I've also learned in cooking that you got to listen to other people in order to figure out where it is you fit and what you want to do. So I owe a lot to a lot of the great chefs who are putting out cookbooks and showing demonstrations and letting me be on a little show called The Chew this past month, which was extremely exciting. All right, so as we're getting down to this, and this didn't take me long at all. I'm very happy about that. How's everybody doing? Yummy! Good. I'm flying solo today. I had Stephanie with me a bit ago, last week. So she did an amazing job, or last Trial and Eric show, the first one. So now I'm finishing these up. And in the background you can see a pot of water boiling. And I'm going to throw in these right in. So we're going to grab a few of these, and into the water they are going to go. I don't know how you do it, but that is, I'm probably going to burn my hands a million times putting stuff into water to dropping it in instead of slowly putting it in. But that's how I roll. Alright. So we have our pasta already in there. And we've hit the apple pie segment of my little show. I know, this is moving really fast. Aren't you loving it? Because I am. I did want to give a shout out to Nominally Brennett, who was at my house earlier today, as you can see, and she gave me this awesome shirt of hers. I'm a big fan of her music and have toured with her. She helped produce my CD, so much love to Nominally. I'm going to get all this turkey stuff out of here now that the water is boiling. Move this off to the side. And we're going to start. Oh, I forgot to show this. Woo! Look, I printed a logo that Enzo did. Shout out to Enzo Fiorello. So, okay. New segment, apple pie. What we have is I tried the queen of apple pie has to be Paula Deen. Because it's butter, it's sugar, it's apple, it's all that very rich food that I so love that you can't eat too much of. But this is the perfect season to do it. And if there's something to bring that's going to impress people at any function this Thanksgiving, whether it's a work party, whether it's your own Thanksgiving dinner or you're bringing it to somebody else's house, apple pie, people are always impressed by it. I made one for my band earlier this weekend, and they were all mystified on how I did it. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to pull this out. And we have our pie crust. And I'm not even going to lie, I did not even make this. I went and bought the Pillsbury kind because it's so much easier and so much faster. So what we're also going to need is some applesauce. And here's how we make them. I've taken 4 apples right here and mixed it in, cut them up, and peeled them, cut them up into tiny little pieces. And I've added orange juice, like a little bit of orange juice and orange zest from an orange, and put it in there so they didn't brown. So, and we also have, over here, we have 3/4 a cup of sugar. We have a tablespoon of flour, a teaspoon of cinnamon, but I put in a little bit of extra, and a pinch of salt. So I'm going to mix this up for you right now. In a bowl, and we are going to take this little sugary mixture, and we're going to add it to our apples. What kind of apples? Thank you for asking questions because I think that's awesome, Eric. These are Granny Smith apples. I like Granny Smith apples because I think they're a little more tart. And I like the sweetness of the applesauce that's in here. Shout out to the applesauce. I like the sweetness of the applesauce and the cinnamon with the tartness of this particular kind of apple. But you can use Macintosh. You can even use Gala. Put in a few different kinds if you want, and you get a little bit of everything. So we're going to dump this sugar mixture right on top of there and mix it all in, all nice and good. Adding it into our apples and our orange juice. And I'm going to point this down here. Oi, oi, oi! Sorry with the echo. I'm turning the echo down. I thought the echo was a bit better. Hopefully it'll get better. I need to figure out why it's echoing. I wonder if it's because I'm in this room. Our kitchen is kind of echoey. Alright, so we have this all going. And then Paula Deen's recipe calls for a lot of applesauce. But I don't want to use a lot of applesauce because I felt like it was more applesauce than apples. And really, in an apple pie, you want more apples. So what we're going to do is take about, let's see, half a cup. Here's a cup. About a half a cup of this, of applesauce. And we're going to mix it in to our apple mixture. Real quick. And bam, you have filling. Woo! Everybody excited about this? Alright, so here we go. And we're going to spoon this right in to our pie crust, as you can see, and get it all even. Make sure the applesauce is evenly all throughout the apple pie. We're going to push it all down, spoon it around. It's kind of a song right there. Is the echo still happening? Have we figured that out? I love how I'm the only one here, and I'm like, did we figure out the echo? Like I have like a whole cast of people here doing this. Alright. So it's all even in here. And now what we're going to do is make the top of our pie crust. Alright. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my teeth. And my dad's a dentist, and he always says don't use your teeth. But I'm a little lazy when it comes to that. Only 2 echoes now? Well, that's better. I'm getting there. Okay, no more echo. No more echo. You know what? I think it was because I had my volume up. So it was coming back and forth through the computer. So I've turned mine completely off so I'm not hearing myself coming back at me. Alright. So here we have our pie crust. And I noticed that the video is a little delayed for me. So I know you all are with me. Alright, we have our pie crust. We're going to roll it out. And we're going to do a quick lattice. And that is where we weave the top of it into itself so it looks all fancy like the kind of apple pies you see when you go to the store. And I'm looking for this thing. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it into little lines. Try to keep them as even as possible. But you don't have to make a million of them to get the point across. Just a couple. So, alright. As you see right here, what we're going to do is push this over here like this. First we'll start with one side. And that's how I like to do it. I like to push in the one side like this, and maybe one more, and then I start in with my lattice. So what we do is go over, under, over for each one. So first we'll start going over the first one, under this one, and then actually I'm going to add the rest of these. And it doesn't matter if you have extra dough hanging off the edge and you have a lot of space in between. It'll end up covering itself later on. Don't worry about it. Alright. So with our first one, we went over, under, again, over, over, and then under. And then that's one. And then we're going to take this one and do very similarly the same kind of thing. And pie crust, thank gosh, is very forgiving. So I'm even going to do it backwards like this. What am I doing? The joy of doing this on camera. I want to be Paula Deen, but there's a reason why she's Paula Deen. Alright. And under, and then I cheat sometimes, and then I just grab another little piece. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then this last one over here, I'm going to stretch that out and go over, under, over, and squeeze it underneath here. So, now we have our lattice all woven somewhat concentrically, but I have to say, somebody told me a trick once and said, if it doesn't look even, consider it rustic. So, we go around the edge, and we pull all of the excess off, as you can see here. And, I don't know, again, don't be afraid to try something like this. I feel like if any kind of dessert is easy, I'm learning that it's apple pie, because all you have to do is kind of mix all the ingredients together, with your filling, throw it in the crust, and again, no shame in buying pre-made crust. Doing a little funky thing to the top like this, or you could have just even thrown it on top and poked some holes in it and done it that way, as long as you keep all the apples in and whatnot. Now what I like to do, because there's kind of spaces for it, I like to take butter right here, and what you're going to do is cut it up into tiny little pieces, about 2 tablespoons, and push it in to the spaces. And that way we're dotting, as Paula Deen likes to say. Just kind of fill it in each hole. Now I'm getting so hungry for apple pie. Thank you! It is that time of year. Alright, so I won't necessarily be able to, in the 30 minutes, be able to show the final product of this, but you've seen apple pie. And I'm going to post a picture on my Facebook of it when it's done. So come back to my Facebook or my band page on there. You can go to that as well, and you'll see a picture of this done in about an hour. So I'm going to finish putting this butter in here like this. Also extra that I've noticed on Paula Deen's recipe is that, okay, we got some all up in there. There we go. Beautiful. So I've noticed on Paula Deen, she makes this crumble top, and I feel like crumble top is the perfect word for fix any mistakes this might have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 tablespoons of flour, right here, and you're going to take a tablespoon of sugar, a dash of salt, and she didn't do this, but I think it's better if you put a little more cinnamon into it, because you can't have enough cinnamon. So you mix this all together, and what you're going to do is cut the butter, and what we have right here, and you're going to cut this, a tablespoon of butter, cut this into small pieces at room temperature. Make sure it's at room temperature. Put it right into the mixture, and I'll show you this again right here. Put it right into the mixture, and what we're going to do is cut it till it becomes all crumbly. And just keep working at it, and working, and pushing down the butter, and pulling it off the fork. And I've done this about 2 or 3 times to know that it does take a minute, and the better thing to do is to cut your pieces of butter into as small of a piece as you can, and then get all of it into the flour, sugar, cinnamon mixture. Our turkey ravioli is boiling, and once this is done, as you can see, it's getting there. I knew it was Paula Deen there would be butter. There's so much butter in this recipe, yes. But it does make it pretty tasty. So I ain't going to lie. I am a fan of the butter. I wish I could cook a little more healthier. If anybody has any suggestions, I will definitely take them. My other thing I wanted to announce is that this show, as I move this all cockeyed, that this show is called Trial and Error, and I wanted to put into effect one new rule for this show. Lately, I've been picking the recipes and trying to make it into something that I can demonstrate well enough that you can follow. And I will put these recipes on my blog tonight. So you will have both of these things and a link to this apple pie recipe of Paula Deen's tonight. Just head over to my blog at www.erichyman.com. I don't even know. Do we say www anymore? www. No? My new thing is I want people to ask me what to make or give me some direction. I don't care. Maybe it's something that you've never made before, but you wanted to do it, and you wanted to try it out, but you didn't want to spend the money, or you didn't want to mess it up, or it seemed a little chaotic and you weren't sure. Well, let me be the person to try it out for you. So next show, I want everybody, and it will be, I think, the second week of December. I guess that's probably December 7th. I'm going, and I'll post that on the blog tonight too. I want everyone, if you can, to message me or email me at erichyman@gmail.com and ask me, you know, something that you want me to cook, and I'll do it. All right, so we have our crumble top, and as you can see right here, and we're going to pour it all across the top of our apple pie, covering up any mistakes, anything you like broke and need to put back together, and make sure it all gets on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the oven at 425 for 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes we're going to drop it down to 350 for 45 minutes. I don't know if you can see my oven, but I'm going to turn it this way so you can. There. Yes. Into the oven it goes. And timer set for 10 minutes. And that's that. That's our apple pie. I know, I can't believe this. In like 24 minutes, I've gotten together the turkey ravioli, the apple pie is now in the oven, and what will go on the ravioli is my special gravy sauce with white wine. So kind of thinned it out with some chicken broth, but what you do is you make a roux, which is butter and flour. You're going to melt butter down, and then you're going to get it to the consistency when it starts to bubble or sparkle. That's when I start adding my flour. And you add as much flour as you added butter, so if you use 2 tablespoons of butter, you use 2 tablespoons of flour. And you get it nice and good, and then you start adding your liquid into it once it's consistent all the way through. And I added chicken broth and a little bit of the turkey broth from the turkey that I made that went into it. So as you can see, let me point this out right here. I'm loving all my camera angles, right? Can you see that? How about that? There we are, as it's falling everywhere. So that's what's going to go on ours. I promised a song. Thank you, Heather. So the cook in my family was my grandfather, and he passed away back in 2002. And he was the cook in the house, and watching him and learning from him is why I started cooking. So this song is for him. It's called Is This My Life? It's the first song off my CD, Supposed Unknown. And it goes like this. I was raised to believe in what is right. I was raised to tell the truth when the truth was nice. Cherry on top and sugar coated, songs that even promoted anything to avoid a fight. If war is what you need to feel your mind, if war is what you need to feel, just if I horny, I ain't got it like you inside. You ask yourself sometimes, is this my life? I live under the thumb of a jealous man who hated me for opportunities he never had. So I ran as far as I could get when I finally started to take a breath. Couldn't see in the glass and reflecting back. War is what you need to feel your mind. War is what you need to feel. Just if I warning, I ain't got feeling like you inside. You ask yourself sometimes, is this my life? Yeah, is this my life? What you need to feel your mind. Your story is what you need to feel. Just if I holding Okay, so we are back. Alright, so it is time to pull out our ravioli. Oh, there's talent in one kitchen. Thanks, Steve. And thanks, Dad. Actually, my dad's in here. A big round of applause for my father for having me. Hey, Corey, my cousin is here. Emily, Jim. Thank you guys so much. I was so nervous that nobody was going to watch this today because nobody was responding as much as my other posts on Facebook, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to be talking to myself. All right, so our ravioli is done. I'm going to get a bowl right here. And after 20 minutes, get one of these little spider thingies. If you've ever seen these, they're awesome. You can get them at pretty much anywhere, any kitchen store. We pull them out of the water, right into the bowl, all done, a Thanksgiving pasta. We have right here, as you can see, fresh and steaming. Applause, applause! I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching. We have our ravioli. I'll even give you a closer look. My computer is probably going to light on fire or something, but here we are. Close look at it. And we have our white wine gravy. I'm going to push this down right here. I keep getting ads. It's funny. I'm the one talking, and I'm getting ads. All right. So right here you can see we have our ravioli. And I'm going to spoon on our gravy sauce right through here, all nice and fresh and hot. And I like to add, and there's a lot of different herbs in here too that I forgot to mention. There's some parsley in here, marjoram, there's some thyme. I put a little, probably a half teaspoon of each into our butter when you make your roux. I put my seasoning in early on. So here we go. That's all done. And I'm going to top it with a little bit of dried parsley. It always makes it look pretty and green, festive for this time of year. Will you mail me some? Sure. Thanks, Mike. And I love your blog, The Accidental Bear. Right here. Shout out. Got ad during the song. Oh, that stinks. Ravioli and pie, you can't beat that with a stick. Thanks, Dad. So here's our ravioli. I don't know, should I test it? Should I eat a piece of it? I guess so I don't die, right? Let's dig in. Yummy! Thanksgiving, all in one bite. Again, I'll have the recipe for this. Dad gets it all. I will have the recipe for this up on my blog within the hour. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to do this again, probably, I think, December 7th. And that is as I look on my computer, real quick. I'm going to figure out how to not get ads on here either. So next time, you don't even have to deal with that. That's Wednesday, December 7th. Hopefully, everybody can be back here for that. Free. And again, tell me what you want me to try. I mean, turducken, anything random like that. I want to take a stab at it. I want to show you I can do it, and at least show you how to do it. So takes all the questions out of the equation. So I'm going to sign off here right now. Thank you so much for tuning in to Trial and Eric. I'm going to have to put this back up again. My cooking show right here on UStream TV. And you'll also see, and another great thing about UStream is that I recorded this whole show, which means I'm going to put it into a 5-minute wrap-up video, which will include the song, so you'll get that as well in full. I know, Bradford, you said that you lost the song during the ad. So that'll be up on there in full tomorrow. Time to drop the temperature down to 350. Set the timer for 45 minutes. And you will see a picture of the apple pie up on my Facebook page. Please go to erichyman.com and find me also on Facebook tonight. Thank you guys. Levi, you are awesome. I'm so happy that you were in the audience watching this today, in the virtual audience. I hope you're doing well. I miss you. And everybody else, David McQuarrie, I haven't seen you in forever. All right, you guys be good. I'll be posting all this stuff very soon. Have a great night. And, of course, have an awesome, awesome Thanksgiving. All right, good night, everybody. Happy Turkey Day. Woo! Turkey for everyone.